faithfully sharing value, exploring great books from around the world. Hello, this is Sally's Book Talk. Today, I'll be interpreting the book titled Raising Children, starting from drawing with the subtitle Stepping into the World of Children's Doodles. This book has been a bestseller in Japan for nearly 30 years, widely recognized and respected by parents and educators. The author, Tori Akemi, is a renowned Japanese expert in children's education, a painter, and the foremost researcher in modern children's early drawing behavior in Japan. He is not only an accomplished expert in early childhood education theory, but also an advocate and active practitioner of quality education in Japan. Oh, we all know that drawing helps kids develop their observation and imagination. Getting kids to learn drawing is really about unlocking their brain power in fun ways. But in regular homes, parents often meddle too much in their kids' art. Like, they'll insist that grass has to be green, balls have to be round, or cars need four wheels. Yet, this just stifles kids' natural talents and isn't good for them. All right, so how do we help kids with drawing? This book starts from the laws of children's growth and development, teaching parents to understand their children's drawings and guiding kids to express themselves through the language of painting. I've summarized the entire book into three key words: companionship, listening, and play. First, let's talk about the first key word: companionship. Growing up with children is a gradual process, and no one can skip any stage of growth. And it's the same with drawing. Children go from random scribbling to giving meaning to dots, lines, and circles, and then to drawing from impressions. This is also a complete developmental journey. So parents shouldn't overlook kids' natural growth stages and push them to skip ahead just to learn drawing. The author believes that children have an innate talent for drawing and don't need systematic learning of drawing skills before they're 9 years old. Parents shouldn't teach kids what to draw. That can hold back their potential, wreck their talent, and get in the way of nurturing their art. What parents should do first is to accompany their children and create a suitable environment and atmosphere for drawing activities. So, what are the drawing characteristics of children at different age stages? And how should parents accompany them through each stage? For kids about a year old, drawing is like a little hand crank. Children use simple elbow and shoulder movements to leave dots, lines, curves, and continuous but unclosed circles on white paper. However, they don't realize they're actually drawing. Kids repeat this action constantly. The joy of creating magical changes on blank paper becomes their core motivation for drawing. The author suggests parents should let children draw freely at this stage. While developing both gross and fine motor skills allow their doodling ability to fully flourish, simply drawing age-appropriate, smooth-flowing lines is sufficient. Around age 2.5, kids can draw closed circles and briefly explain what their circles or lines represent. More imaginative children might even compare their drawings to various different things. The author recommends that during this phase, parents should encourage children to explain their drawings more. This fully nurtures their imagination. Let children read more picture books to build rich mental impressions of various objects. After age 3, most children still struggle with shapes, only combining circles and lines simply. But unlike at age 2, 3-year-olds already decide what to draw before starting. For example, if a 2-year-old says they drew an apple, but a parent says it looks like a pear, they'll accept it's a pear. After age 3, since the child intends to draw an apple, even if parents repeatedly say it resembles a pear, they'll insist it's an apple. The author advises that parents still shouldn't teach specific images at this stage. Also, avoid judging whether drawings look accurate. Any critique could stifle creativity. By around age 4, children finally draw shapes beyond circles and begin creating from imagination. Though these shapes may seem chaotic, patiently listening to their explanations reveals meaningful connections. For instance, a rectangle under a circle represents their earliest human figure, though gradually add torsos and limbs. Now, children can capture postures and distinctive features in their drawings. For example, they'll draw glasses and a mustache for dad and long hair for mom. Children's understanding of drawing evolves through stages. For example, kids start by drawing a circle to represent a person, then progress to circles plus rectangles, and finally differentiate heads, torsos, limbs, etc. So the author suggests parents should simply accompany children exploring the world together without excessive interference, because doing otherwise might dampen their enthusiasm for learning about the world. 5 to 6-year-olds can distinguish relationships between objects using lines, like using a horizontal line to separate sky from ground with some beginning to grasp perspective drawing. And for instance, depicting carrots growing underground, something invisible in real life. Author advises during this period, what children want to draw or what colors they choose, parents still shouldn't interfere. Encourage kids to focus on joyful daily themes and create narrative driven artwork to nurture rich imagination, share folk tales and stories with children. After 7 or 8, kids learn to draw from front, side, and back views and depict movement like flying planes or running figures. Only from this age should coloring activities be introduced. Starting at 9, children can sketch from observation, shifting toward realism. This is when systematic drawing instruction becomes appropriate. In short, parents must understand age-specific drawing traits, follow developmental laws, and accompany patiently. Guide them through each growth phase. But beyond presence, truly understanding their inner world is vital, with drawings acting as keys to their minds. Now let's explore the second keyword, listening. Some might ask, aren't drawings meant to be seen? Why listen to children's artwork? Because children's verbal skills are limited. They struggle to express themselves fully through speech or writing. But through art, they convey inner thoughts, feelings, and experiences. So parents should listen attentively to their drawings, yet many judge by good or bad art, even misusing color psychology to analyze personalities. Honestly, drawing is just a way for kids to express their feelings, kind of like crying. Nobody judges whether a kid cries well or poorly. So evaluating children's art through adult eyes is pointless. Thus, when kids start drawing, they only make simple dots, lines, and circles. At this stage, parents can't grasp the meaning just by looking. Only through listening can we truly understand it. My 4-year-old daughter once drew a circle with 2 lines. I couldn't figure it out. So I asked her, "What did you draw?" She pointed at the lines. "This duck's on water." Then at the circle. "It's home! It swam in the river, but a fish ate its wing." And she chattered nonstop about the duck's adventures without hearing her explanation. I'd never linked those lines to a wingless duck. But after her description, I saw how simple shapes held such a fascinating story in her mind. For children, their art only matters when it's heard. Through being heard, they feel understood, discover joy in expression, and grow more eager to create. That's why we must listen to children's drawings. So how do we listen to their art? Earlier, we saw drawings vary by age group. Actually, how parents listen should also adapt to the child's age. For 1-year-olds, asking, "What are you drawing?" is premature because they don't consciously plan their art yet, so they can't answer. By age 2 or 3, kids start explaining their drawings. This is when parents should ask, "What's this?" and "What's that?" patiently hearing them assign meaning. You'll notice kids this age are changeable, calling it a duck now, a bunny later. This shows they're developing cognition. Active minds imagine endless possibilities from one drawing. 3 to 4 year olds aren't satisfied with just 1 or 2 words to explain their drawings anymore. They start connecting lines and circles, gradually weaving them into stories, like drawing one circle as dad, another as mom. They'll describe what happens between these circles. The drawing becomes a whole fun tale. So parents should ask things like, who are they? What are they doing? This makes kids more eager to draw what they genuinely feel inside. Around 5 or 6, children can draw orderly arrangements of objects and show relationships between them. During this phase, parents should gently ask, who is this? Where are they? What are they doing? To help kids create richer stories, enrich their real life experiences, give them more material to draw from. Ready to draw? Important note, some parents mistake listening for constant questioning, actually counterproductive. The author advises, don't interrupt while they're focused on drawing. Ask questions only after they show you the finished work or seem restless. Keep drawings from each phase, jot down their explanations with dates. It's precious growth documentation. Ultimately, the key attitude toward children's art is learning to listen. Adapt your approach by age. Help them feel understood, sparking their artistic passion. But just understanding their drawings isn't enough. Our real goal is nurturing their drawing to unlock potential. Yet, when cultivating kids' art, parents often fall into 3 traps. First, forcing them to draw, pushing paper and crayons when they're not interested. Some even force attendance at art classes, hoping teachers will improve their skills. But second, teaching specific images. Parents prematurely dictate apples should be round, bananas curved, etc. Third, instructing how to color. Nowadays, most kindergartens introduce coloring activities to children right from enrollment. And little do they know, most kids initially lack strong color concepts. What impact might these misconceptions bring? First, it hinders children's hands-on development. Drawing isn't a chore, it's enjoyment and play. Forcing kids to draw or teaching specific images prevents them from sensing change through freehand movements. Once unable to create freely by instinct, children lose the joy of drawing and naturally the desire to create. Second, it obstructs language development. Drawing trains and enhances language skills. When kids follow rigid patterns taught by parents, they bypass language systems and stifle imaginative expression. While drawing, their ability to mentally reconstruct images through verbal imagination goes untrained, reducing them to mechanical copiers, ultimately blocking heartfelt engagement with the world. Guided by adults, children stop observing with their own eyes or speaking their own language. Art becomes bound by templates. They mimic others' work instead of vividly expressing their discoveries, defying human developmental instincts. Truthfully, a drawing made with genuine heart is good art, far more valuable than technical skill. Now, parents might ask, if we can't teach techniques, what's the most scientific way to nurture their art? This leads to our third keyword, play. Here, the author offers 3 specific suggestions. First, let children play with water and sand often. Every parent knows kids adore water and sand. They'll play in sand pits all day without boredom. As little hands mix water and sand, molding diverse shapes, the thrill of transforming materials fills them with accomplishment. Drawing is plastic art, and art's essence lies in disrupting or soiling existing forms. Kids dirtying blank paper with marks is fundamentally like shaping sand into new forms. Many parents restrict such activities, fearing mess, which is very harmful to children. The author suggests parents frequently take young children to parks and beaches to play with water and sand, letting them create freely through imagination, expanding their thinking through play. Second, encourage children to play more with friends. Humans are social creatures with an inherent need for group acceptance. Children are no different. They crave recognition of their inner thoughts from those around them. Many parents notice kids lack drawing motivation at home, but with friends, their artistic passion ignites. The author presents many children's artworks in the book. These widely praised works came from children without exceptional skill. Their expressive desire simply ignited when drawing with peers, creating narrative-rich art. So create painting spaces, invite friends, and let children create freely in joyful atmospheres to spark their passion. Third, parents should also play with children, co-creating happy memories. Children's drawings mostly center around deeply memorable, joyful, or fascinating experiences. For instance, parents took kids' sweet potato roasting, then had them draw the experience for a school assignment. With fresh memories, the children naturally knew what and how to draw. Without such life experiences, kids wouldn't know what to draw or feel any passion for it. If they just watch TV or comics daily, their drawings become hollow imitations lacking authentic feeling. Thus, parents must play with children, experience nature's beauty, enjoy vibrant living, enrich creative material, and spark artistic passion. Ultimately, the author believes nurturing children's art best happens through natural play. Rich life experiences yield happy, moving, lifelike artwork. Whether kids draw for fun or plan professional art careers, they all have innate artistic abilities. Children at every age have age-appropriate drawing skills. Parents mustn't rush their development. Before age 9, children typically don't need formal art technique training. Parents should focus on enriching their experiences and expanding their imagination as much as possible. Prioritize developing their fine motor skills and hand-eye coordination. Patiently accompany them through each phase, listen to their artwork stories, offer constant praise, letting play nurture artistic interest so imagination flourishes in creating meaningful work. That's how we cultivate children, starting from drawing. That concludes our book interpretation. Reading notes are below the audio. See you tomorrow.